Supporting the rebels is one thing, though, but putting spokes in Assad's wheels is another. America's been demanding Iraq search Syria-bound planes for weapons, going so far as to call on it to ground all passing jets. But to Washington's dismay, Baghdad hasn't been all that enthusiastic. RT's Marina Portnaya reports.
As the Syrian government struggles to stay in power, fighting against rebels backed by the West, America is also attempting to suffocate the alleged weapons flying into Damascus. Washington accuses Iran of being the key arms supplier to Assad forces. And to stop the transfer, the U.S. is now reportedly demanding that Baghdad inspect planes flying from Iran over its airspace into Syria.
The American government, unfortunately, has had very strong rule over Iraq and many other countries. This is just one more example. The amazing thing is that the American government is saying that they can control flights over countries and force airplanes to land.
By doing so, the U.S. has created something of a paradox, forcing Iraq to prevent Iran from dealing with Syria.
By bringing up this issue of so-called weapons supplies, it's just another way to pressure the Baghdad regime. The United States feels that since it invested blood and treasure in terms of overthrowing Saddam Hussein, that it has the right, if not the obligation, to then order the internal affairs of the Baghdad regime. Obviously, al-Maliki objects to this kind of approach, and I dare say that the Iraqi people object to that approach as well.
Unnamed U.S. officials have complained that Baghdad is not doing enough to cooperate with Washington's demands. Since September, Iraq has only managed to allegedly inspect 2 Iranian planes. Baghdad does not have an air force, and grounding planes is proving too costly, as they must be refueled after each check. Recently, Iraq made it clear that it is not willing to march to the beat of America's drum. In an interview with the New York Times, Iraq's Minister of Transportation said, quote, "We are an independent country, and our stance is clear. We will search whichever plane we want, whenever we want. We will not take orders."
I think they expected everyone else to cower, and most countries would do anything to avoid any sanctions or ill treatment by the American government. They're shocked that the Iraqis don't feel the same way, and why should they? Look how many Iraqis lost their lives even before the war started, with the sanctions and the killing of children by lack of medicines, all the way through the displacing people and sending them to other countries, including Syria.
Nearly 1 decade after Saddam Hussein was ousted by the U.S.-led invasion into Iraq, Washington is pressuring a new government of the very same country to help remove the leader of a different one. As America continues supporting Syria's opposition in part by policing Iran, Iraq's refusal to march in lockstep with orders has created something of a Middle East triangle the White House may not be able to navigate. Marina Portnaya, RT, New York.